This is the story of a quest. And to start off, when someone says soulmate, I picture somebody specific. And I think a lot of people do think of somebody specific when they hear a word like soulmate. And I always thought that this guy and I would end up together in the end. Like, I thought that we would end up being married. And even though we fought all the time about stupid stuff that didn't matter, at the end of the day, we were best friends. And I guess that's how I'd always define soulmate without putting much thought behind it. I defined it as someone who you were supposed to be with romantically for the rest of your life, no matter what. And that's kind of close to the dictionary definition of soulmate, which is a person with whom one has a strong affinity. But recently I ended the friendship with this guy, and I was telling one of my closest friends about all of the stuff that had gone on with him and how I thought I might have pushed my soulmate out of my life. And she casually says, soulmates aren't supposed to date. Well, my definition had always been that you were supposed to spend your life with your soulmate. So I was just kind of like, what? And she says, your soulmate isn't someone you're supposed to spend your life with. Your soulmate is someone that is supposed to show you a side of yourself that you wouldn't have seen without them. And this is just such a new perspective, but I really, really liked this definition. So my question then became, what is a soulmate? And this is where the quest actually starts. Partly for closure and partly for personal interest, I asked a bunch of people what their definition of soulmate was, and I got a lot of really good answers, and they have so much depth to them, I can't even begin to describe it in a video, and it would take way too long to read them off, so I'm just going to show you all of the definitions. So after reading all those quotes, I went back to the dictionary definition of a person with whom one has a strong affinity. And while this seemed like a good definition of soulmate before this quest, now it just seemed shallow, almost, because it was so impersonal and didn't have any real meaning put behind it. Um, and I guess the moral of this quest is that while all things have an official definition, many people can think of one concept like soulmate as a lot of different things. And through this quest, I learned that things change, and along with that, so do people. And I guess I redefined what I think a soulmate is. And I think that your soulmate is someone that you can fight with, but still never get tired of. And your soulmate completes you in a way that you never knew possible. Your soulmate knows your heart better than anyone else, including yourself sometimes. And you'll know who they are once you meet them. And I don't think that that guy was my soulmate, because if he was, I probably wouldn't have wanted him out of my life. So maybe he isn't my soulmate then. Oh well, what am I gonna do? If he is, I guess he'll find a way back. And I guess that's the closure that I needed from this. That if he was my soulmate and he's not a part of my life now, he'll find a way back into my life. And if he doesn't find a way back, then that just means that my soulmate's still out there somewhere.